Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wassalatu wassalam ala Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Today I'm here with my brother Hamza. Mashallah, I've known him for years, ever since I converted and so forth. Been Muslim for a long time, I've just known him. I'm ignorant and jahil about the topic depression, and if I came across someone who was dealing with depression, I wouldn't know what to do, because sometimes you want to help somebody and you do more harm than good. So when you're ignorant of something, you don't know what to do, because you think you might be doing something to help them and you could be harming them, and you don't know the correct way. So I think the best thing to do to find out something, how you can help someone, is talk to someone that's been through it or going through it. Now, I've known Hamza all my life. He seemed normal to me. I would never tell that he had gone through depression or had depression. He just seemed like someone who's a blatant person, just living his life. And through talking and this, that, and the other, I found out that he had it accidentally. So I've got a few questions for Hamza. How you doing, bro? And this video is really to help us ignorant people who don't suffer from depression, how to really help someone, not how we think helping is someone, because we might do something that we think is helping them, and in fact it's making them worse. So since I'm jahil about this subject, ignorant of this subject, I want to know, if I come across someone who's dealing with depression, how can I tell, how can I help, and so forth. But I don't want to guess, I want to know. So Hamza, the first question that I've got to you, brother, is have you had depression all your life? Because I didn't. I couldn't sense it. And two, when did it come into your life? And yeah, when did it come to your life, or have you had it all your life?
Right. Have I had it all my life? I'll say no. There was various other things growing up in terms of certain experiences that I witnessed growing up, but I wouldn't say that I've been depressed all my life. I would say that in terms of me being depressed, it started to surface more, say, like a few years back.
Okay. How, because there are going to be a lot of people basically watching, how does depression feel? How does it actually feel? Because I can't understand. I can understand that it makes you feel down, but that's general. That's very vague. Like, give us a sense of how it feels to be depression, because it doesn't sound very nice.
Well, depression, first and foremost, there's different levels of depression. Depression that I've been through, it's not an extreme case, but what I've been told that is moderate. It's moderate because I identified that it was depression. Certain symptoms, lead to depression, like it could be financial hardships, could be relationship issues, could be family issues, a lot of things that bring you down, and then when you're enveloped with all these things, you start to feel depressed. On a mild end of it, people can feel depressed for maybe like a few days, few weeks. If it's moderate, it can be longer than that. And mine has been fluctuating over the past few years, and that's due to a lot of personal struggles that I've dealt with, family, relationship, financial stuff, things like that. And how it feels like you've got the whole world on your shoulders, and it feels like you're just constantly boxed in, and in some cases sometimes you feel pessimistic, like, I don't know how I'm gonna get out of this. You understand what I'm saying? It's like a never-ending revolving door. You understand? You know, so I would say that, in a way, putting it metaphorically, it's like you're in prison, yeah, and you're just in segregation block. You understand?
Isolated or not? Alone.
Isolated, alone. The figurative darkness. It's like a figurative darkness, you know, and depending on who's around you to support you, whether there's people to support you or not, is going to determine how you're going to be. Now, from my experience, through my ordeal dealing with depression, there weren't a lot of people around to support me, you know, and it kind of made me feel, it made me question, especially from a lot of the brothers in the community that have known me for a long time. It made me question, are they really my friends? You understand? Because the way how I see it, you see when you're in Jahiliyyah, see when you have your friends, well, how I have my friends, if I got my tight friends, my tight, proper friends, yeah, I call them my blood brothers, yeah? And as far as I'm concerned, if my blood brothers is going through situations where they're weak, they're falling off, they're slipping, whatever, me personally, I'm gonna go all out. Yeah, I'm gonna be there to support them. If they're going through, for instance, financial whatever, yeah, we're going through financial stuff together, you understand? Like, there was a brother who I was very close with before I came to the Deen. He came to the Deen as well, but he came off. I'm not gonna mention his name, but people know him, yeah? We were tight in Jahiliyyah, we did a lot together. We lived in the same hostel, yeah? There were times where, you know, we shared food, you know? You know what I mean? We had each other's back, and regardless, you know? And like I said, it's the same as being in prison. Any man out there that's been in prison knows the run-ins, you know? If you're, for instance, if a man on your landing or your cellmate or whoever, you're gonna keep an eye out of man, isn't it? Yeah? If man's your brethren, you're gonna look out for each other if you can. Now I mean, if you see your brethren ain't got no canteen, or he ain't got, you know what I mean, no food or whatever, you're gonna break bread with him, man. Now, I can say that I'm disheartened and disgusted with regards to the little support that I've got from the brothers, you know, and it's kind of daunting, and it makes me doubt when they say that, yeah, we're tight and whatever. You know, it was difficult to deal with in the beginning stages, or like in the middle of what hit me a couple years ago, and that was going through a divorce. Yeah, it was quite heavy to deal with, you know. Well, that's the straw that broke the camel's back. There was other things that stipulated to that, but that was the straw that broke the camel's back. And from that point, there's brothers that know about the situation. They know, and they haven't been there.
That's what I was going to ask you, because is depression something, because you said the brothers didn't help you, is depression something that you can tell that someone has? Because if people can't analyze it, they can't see it to say, bruv, because to me you've always seen normal. I've never seen you as going through anything. Or,
you know what it is? I've always been a positive person.
Yeah.
You understand? I've always been optimistic. Yeah? But let's be real, I'm only a human being. I can only be so strong for so long, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There comes a point where all that strength is gonna get weak.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah, I'm gonna be weak. I'm a human being. Yeah, I'm gonna break down. You know, I know that I've been tested with a lot of things, but at the end of the day, yeah, there comes a point where there's certain things that's just gonna blow me away. You understand? Because of the amount of me being rigid with it, to the point where, like I said, that's the straw that broke the camel's back. You understand what I'm saying? So going through that and explaining to brothers that what I've been through, yeah, because there's brothers I've explained what I've been through. They've been there.
See, this is what I'm
You understand?
That's why,
so when I've explained certain things to brothers, yeah, and then they just basically vanish. They just vanish. Yeah, I don't see them. I don't get, for instance, no phone calls, no texts, no anything.
Yeah, they're blameworthy because they're aware.
Yeah.
When someone's come to you and told you this and so forth, because when I found out, I was like, damn.
Yeah, you reached out to me. You reached out to me because you obviously, you was aware. You knew that there was something. That's why you reached out to me.
What happened is I saw certain things on Facebook and I thought, Hamza, this is like because you was in the dawah scene, obviously, like you was doing dawah. At one stage you was like active as you doing your things and stuff. We go trains, sometimes we go to the same event and so forth, because I was doing my thing and stuff. And then I noticed that the things you were putting out on Facebook and that was a bit different.
They were a bit dark.
Yeah, they were a bit dark. And, you know,
I'll be real. Yeah, they was a bit dark.
And there were certain things like I never known you. All the times that I moved with you, I've been on our trains with you, swearing and just certain things, and I was like, something's up. Let me find that out if there is or was. So I inboxed you, and then you told me the situation. And I was like, I just listened because I was like, I don't know how to help you. I'm jahil about depression. So I thought, what can I just thought, how can you tell me how I can help?
Like, put it this way, like, I appreciated that you reached out to me, you understand? It showed to me that there's hope, isn't it? Yeah? Even by what you done, as small as that, it means so much to a depressee, somebody that is going through depression, you understand? You know, a person that's going through depression, they have to be shown that people are there to support. You understand?
Is that can you tell us now, because just so take it, we know nothing about depression. Can you tell us two things? One, how we can actually help you, and two, how we can detect if a person is going through depression, because them two things at the moment, I don't know. One, if you tell me you've got depression, how can I help you? And two, if you don't tell me and you're my close friend and you seem happy and positive with this, that and the other, what do I look out for? Because I've got no...
Put it this way. Depression, it's a silent battle. Yeah? It's a battle that nobody sees. So in terms of detecting it, you're not gonna know unless you live with the person. You understand? It's a silent thing. Yeah? Now, in terms of helping me, like, I'm a vocal person. Yeah? In the beginning stages when I was dealing with it, I never addressed it. I never opened up to it. Yeah? Because I was a bit, you understand, I'm a person, I don't really talk my business. You know? But actually learning how to remedy it, one of them was talk to people that you're close with, friends and family and whatnot, you know, do active things like going to the gym, you know. One of my things, as you know, I've been doing poetry for over 20 years, you understand? And like I was saying at the beginning, there were certain things that I witnessed as a child which led me to start doing poetry, to verbalize and vocalize what was going on inside, you understand? But that's a separate thing. Yeah, that's how I wanted to express myself, and I've been doing it since I was 13. Yeah, now me going through it now, through depression now, I know what the remedies are. Yeah, and when I started going through it, I said, you know what, let me reach out to my loved ones and my friends. So my loved ones, like my dad, my sister, they've been there supporting. You understand? My older cousin, he's been there as best as he can. You know what I mean? They're like my dad and my cousin, they're like my secondary conscience. You understand?
Yeah.
You know, my sister, she's my older sister. She's like, because I was going through problems with my mum at the time, you know, it was difficult to deal with. See, that's something that's stipulated to the depression as well, because I've always been close to my mum growing up, and I always used to open up and verbalize things with my mum. When that broke, that was missing. So it was like a part of me was missing, you understand? Yeah? So I started to reach out to my older sister, and she was actually there when when I was like proper down, when I was just broken. Yeah, and she was there. She had to stay with me for a few days, bro.
Can you tell us 5 things, yeah? Because I want this video, yeah, to help be a recruiting tool, so the average person can help someone. The 5 things we can do if someone tells us they have depression, yeah. So 1, be around them, call them a lot.
In terms of the remedies now, yeah, it's the person.
How can we help them? Not the actual person who has it.
Watch this. If the person now, yeah, has depression, everybody's different.
Yeah.
Me knowing what the remedies are, reaching out to your loved ones and your friends, I thought, you know what, rather than me suppressing that and withdrawing myself, I'm gonna reach out to certain people that I've known over the years, friends, yeah, and explain how I'm feeling. Depending on how they're gonna react to it, is gonna determine whether they're gonna help me or not. You understand what I'm saying? Now, like I said, with regards to me being disgusted with a lot of the brothers, yeah, a lot of brothers know what I've been through, and I've verbalized and I've reached out. You understand? And the only thing they've told me is, come be around the brothers. You know, one of the rights of a Muslim, yeah, when your brother's sick, you go visit him. It's not the other way around. So it's like what? Have we got some backwards sunnah man out here or something? Yeah. So that's what makes me question a lot of things. No, I know, I understand. I just question that, but it was really hurtful at the beginning. Now I don't really care now.
You go
because I would say that I've already been through it by myself, innit? So I don't really depend on that. But I will still verbalize that. Yeah. You understand? I will still express my hurt. But in terms of that, I would say that brothers or friends or whatever, if you know somebody that's depressed, yeah, show that you're being supportive and consistent with it. Now,
so call them up.
A lot of people's got my numbers, yeah? My number, rather. A lot of people got me on social media. It takes nothing just to send me a message, even if you send me a message. You know what I mean? At least I know, you know, you're supporting me. Not hear about something kicking off or whatever, then phoning me. Because as far as I'm gonna take it, it's like you just wanna be in my business. You don't actually want to help me. You just want to know what the drama is. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you are a friend or you're tight, support me. Show that you're gonna be there if you can. You know what I mean? If you can't, send a text. What is it to send a text?
Free. WhatsApp.
Yeah? Nothing. WhatsApp.
So many
Snapchat, so much social platforms you can message me on. Everybody knows me.
Yeah.
You understand? There's that. In terms of, you know, send an invite or something like.
Just communication.
Exactly. Communicate with me.
That's the
main thing I would say.
Communicate with someone.
Communicate with me. If you can link me.
Yeah.
Don't expect me
to come to you.
Don't expect me to come to you, because you know what? It's easier said than done.
And it's deen. The deen says, like you said, that you know,
like that hadith where people, the Prophet ﷺ asked where a certain Sahabi was, and he said, he's in seclusion somewhere. Yeah, he's in seclusion somewhere. They said, let's go and get him. You understand? Brothers these days are saying, nah,
tell him to come find
tell him to come find us.
Tell man to come link me.
They don't make no sense to me. So with me, I withdraw myself from them kind of people. You understand? Yeah? Because as far as I'm concerned, you're not good for me. Yeah? And I'll be honest. I mean, it's wrong for me, but it's my right. I resent that.
Well, it's your haq.
Yeah, I resent that. Yeah? the kind of person I am, if I know a brother's going through certain things, I'm gonna be there, bro. Maybe I expect a lot because maybe that's the way how I would be.
Well, because you came from Jahiliyyah, that's what the code was, and you expect
understand what I'm
it even
saying?
more from
I would expect it
revelation
more.
in the deen.
Don't get me wrong, there's been people that's been there.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not gonna deny them. There's been a good few people that's been there.
But the people you would expect,
The people that I expected weren't there. You know,
they felt.
so people have to know, they have to be supportive, you know, encourage me.
So in general, we should, our friends, we should just always check on them, ask if they're
Always
alright,
double
because you ain't
check.
gonna
Double check.
you ain't gonna
Double
know
check.
from the
That's main
outside.
thing.
You said, unless
That's just for me personally. Reach out. You understand? Reach out. You know, be consistent as well. Make your word your bond. You understand what I'm saying? Make your word your bond. If you're gonna, you know what I mean? There's a couple brothers, I'll mention them because, you know what I mean? They humble me when we may not talk all the time, but when we do talk, like I understand. Yeah, like brother like Abdul Kareem. Yeah? Bin
Watch
Bakr.
out.
Yeah?
Sunnah Poems,
He's known me for a long time.
Road to Recovery, he's got a documentary out, it's going everywhere at the moment.
He's known
May
me for
Allah
a
bless
long
him,
time.
give him jannah.
I mean, he's known me for a long time, and every now and again we talk and we catch up and whatnot. I appreciate that. You understand what I'm saying? He doesn't have to talk to me every day because I know him. Yeah, I know that if he could, he would go all out. You understand what I'm saying? Because he's been there before when I went through certain things about a decade ago.
I can vouch for the brother as well.
You understand? I know he would be there, so I don't hold anything against him. I was actually supposed to be somewhere with him today, but you know, a conflicting thing that he had.
Situation.
Yeah, we wasn't able to link up, but you know what I mean? He apologized. I said, look, you don't have to apologize. It's cool. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah? But
You know he's there for you.
I know that he will be there. You understand what I'm saying? I don't doubt his loyalty as a friend. You understand? In terms of yourself, you know, we were supposed to link a while ago, but obviously I know you're a busy man as well. I never held that against you. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, but I knew that you as a man, when you can get down to it, you would reach out. You understand?
You know how dunya is and how Jeddah,
Exactly.
You know, but it's been on my mind like, this is one thing I'm jaho about. There's other people in the situation, and I could tell you was in a hard place. So I thought, if I can make a video, I might not have much resources, but one thing I have is a project. If I can put a video out there how to help people go through it, then that's a big thing to me. It means that like now someone can watch this, and if they got a friend or their friends in general, they can check up on them, you know, because depression can lead to, not you, but it can lead to suicide, ain't it?
Yeah. There's some people, as I said, there's some people that may have it worse. Like there's some people in an extreme case, they don't know what's going on. You know, some people are in denial as well. You know, so it's even harder to deal with people like that. Me, I'm a very real person. You understand? I'm a real person to the point where if I'm in the wrong, I'll admit where I'm wrong. You understand? Yeah, and I will say what my strengths are, what my weaknesses are, what my lights are, what my darknesses are. You understand what I'm saying?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wassalatu wassalam ala Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Assalamu alaikum, Hamza. Basically, this is part 2. I had to shoot off to work to yesterday and so forth, but I went to cover this topic sufficiently. So basically, I wanted to ask Hamza some more questions. And this is what I wanted to ask you. When you looked, because obviously, when you started going through the depression, you looked online, I'm sure, for talks by students of knowledge and stuff. We haven't really got scholars in this country, but we've got students of knowledge and stuff like that and so forth. Did you find anything, you know, from Al Sunnah, like basically on depression and?
You know what? Yeah. There was a particular video where I think somebody asked one of the shiur, you know, if someone's depressed or they come off deen and this and that, and they've been Muslim for maybe a long time. Yeah, the hikmah that the sheikh used is relative to depression. Yeah, he said that you could have a Muslim, they've been Muslim 10, 15, 20 years. They're gonna know certain things about the deen. Yeah, there's no hikmah in telling them things that they already know. You understand? Because they're gonna look at it like, hold on a minute, I know the fiqh behind this thing here. Yeah? So for you to tell me like I'm your son, it doesn't really wash. You understand? That's why I was saying that basically, instead of dictating to a person, you have to encourage them. So rather than saying, go pray, like he's your boy, yeah, it's better to say, come Ak, let's pray. Or say, Ak, have you prayed? You understand what I'm saying? There's a difference.
Yeah.
You know, I remember one brother I've known from school. I remember I was at his house recording a poem, and he goes to me, he's like, Ak, you got wudu? I'm like, nah. He said, alright, cool, I'm gonna call the adhan. When he done that, I said, alright, let me go make wudu. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, if he was to be like, Ak, make wudu, or you know what I'm saying, like he's ordering me around, I would have been a bit more, you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, so there's a way how you deal with people. You used to come and pick me up and we go Jummah. You understand? We used to go Jummah together. Yeah, he used to encourage me. He used to say, Ak, I'm looking to go Jummah tomorrow. If you want, I can come pick you up. You understand what I'm saying?
Suggestive, yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Certain times when I be talking about deen, it will make me want to go and do something deen orientated. You understand what I'm saying? You know, when I start pondering about certain things.
So, Hamza, I wanted to ask you, most people in life, generally, they're happy. And every now and again, every maybe 6 months or every at the end of like a year, there may be a few days or a day where they feel kind of down, they don't feel themselves and they don't feel right. What is the difference? Because I'm ignorant of this, and a lot of people watching are going to be ignorant of it, and I want this to be a tool for people to help friends who have depression. What's the difference between just normally feeling a bit down, which happens to all of us, and someone who has depression? What does it feel like, and what's the difference?
Generally speaking, when someone is sad, you know, you can it's a lot easier, but obviously everybody has sadness in different levels. You know, with regards to depression, as I was saying yesterday, that it's in levels as well. So depending on the individual is gonna determine, you know, how long a person is gonna, I wouldn't say snap out of it, but I would say more, depending on the individual is gonna determine on how they maybe recover, might be a better word, you know.
How does how does moderate depression feel?
Moderate depression, it's like, when I started getting depressed, I knew I was getting depressed.
How did you know you wasn't just sad or down?
Because of the intensity of sadness. You know, I've been sad before and then been okay. You know, it was the way how I started going down, like things like I was saying yesterday, a lot of financial stuff, housing stuff, relationship stuff, you know, family stuff just bombarded me, and it's like it just came all at once, like a tidal wave.
So it was like you didn't have one problem in your life. It was many.
It was a cluster. It was like a meteor shower of things, you know, and you know, it affected everything, deen, everything. You know, when it initially started to hit me, you know, it started to affect my salat a certain way, and what I used to do, because I knew I was getting depressed, I had to, like, for instance, sit down and make salat. You understand? Because the standing up doing it, it's like it was an effort.
Your motivation wasn't there.
The motivation, yeah, was at an absolute minimum. Yeah, and you know, if you can't stand praying, sit down. If you can't do that, lay down. You know, so I used to sit down and make salat. you know, and I was able to not drown per se in that instance. You know, I was able to keep my head above water, and I started what I did, I went on Googled depression. I went to see a Chinese herbalist as well, and he said I got moderate depression. So he told me on the spot, yeah, you got moderate depression. He said it's not extreme, so it's not that bad. He's saying it's not good, but it's not that bad. Yeah, he said you can, you know, it's not like extreme depression where, you know, it's gonna be more difficult.
Yeah.
He said that, you know, what you gotta do, he said you have to keep yourself busy in terms of like if I'm working or, you know, going gym or some kind of sports, or just be active, you know. He said, you know, talk to your friends, family, close ones, whatever, you know, and you know, he also said have a healthy diet as well, you know. So I started sticking to that, you know, and then I was okay, but then other things started to come, you know what I mean, relationship issues and whatnot, that started to take its grips on me. And then when that came to a closure, it's like bam, that was it.
Does depression affect your iman? Not your iman is in that you're always going to believe in Allah, you're always going to believe in the angels, you're always going to believe in Prophet, not your Akida. I'm talking about,
it affects your iman.
You know,
yeah,
Al-Sunnah, that iman goes up and down,
yeah,
it increases with good deeds, it
yeah,
goes down.
no doubt, it does affect your iman, because of the intent, depending on the person. From my perspective, it affected my iman because of what was going on. You know, I was just not motivated to do anything. You know, it took a while with regards to my salawat. You know, it took a while. It took like a couple months before, you know, I stopped praying. You know, what I used to do, I used to sit down and pray, and then sometimes I would like join some of the salats together, you know. And then there came a point where I'll be like oversleeping, like during the day, like waking up late to the point where I'm like, oh, I missed Fajr, and then I'd like make it up next to Dhuhr, and then to the point where it just felt like it was just too much to pray. You know what I'm saying? So it was a process, you know. And what I've stuck to is what I can do in order to counteract and fight it. And that was things like being active, doing certain things I enjoy doing, like my poetry, like, you know what I mean, keeping fit when I can, you know, those kind of things. And I've always used that as a principle, you know. But then obviously because of a divorce and whatnot, and all the emotion attached to that, you know, it wasn't easy, you know. And it took me a while, you know, to get onto a level where I thought, all right, this is the situation, you know, and this is what I got to do, you know. Now, regardless of my weaknesses, you know, I knew that at the end of the day where I needed to be, but it's still a journey, you know. There was brothers that was saying to me, like one particular brother, he's like, hasn't been Muslim for long, you know. Obviously he was advising me in a way that he knew was best at the time, you know. I didn't disagree with what he was saying, because at the end of the day what he was telling me was the haqq, you know. But like I keep saying to anybody, you know, being and getting on deen and being strong on deen, yeah, it's easier said than done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What did he say? You need to pray your...
You know, he was telling me things that
you already knew,
that I would tell myself when I'm strong. You understand?
but he never used hikmah in how he did it.
Yeah.
There was no, it was the haqq with no hikmah.
Yeah.
So it just seemed, it was rude.
It wasn't rude. I never took it
Okay.
as rude, because if it was rude, obviously I would have,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But it wasn't rude, because I
Well, you're a blatant person yourself. You're a blatant person.
Yeah, like I love the way that obviously he had genuine concern for me.
Yeah.
In terms of the hikmah and how he was disseminating
was
it to
lacking.
me, it was lacking the hikmah. But I never denied what he was saying. So he'll be like, Ak, just get up, go pray. You understand?
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
direct. Ak, you know, man, I'm like, Ak, listen, yeah? What you're saying is that
Aha.
100% truth, yeah? I said, at the end of the day, yeah, in my heart, my iman is there, yeah? But it's like my head and my heart is in two different places.
I agree with you in theory. My body at the moment,
Yeah.
and my mind.
Yeah, it's like my head and my heart is in two different places. My heart wants to get on Deen, but in terms of the certain things that I've been through, I have to, you know, I have to backtrack in certain things that have gone on and face them and work my way through, you know what I mean? And pick up the broken pieces.
Yeah, that see the direct approach. Me myself, like generally, if you know, generally my iman is okay and stuff like that. But if I have a low iman and this, that, and the other, and this is the type of doubt I give, I'm like straight with people. You're straight as well in your poetry. You're straight
I'm
to
straight,
people.
I'm direct.
And a different type of people, you know. Some people generally stuff about Jannah, stuff about the Prophet's rahmah, and how can I say, and I don't know, stories of certain things, gentleness, boosts people, man. Other man, like me, when my man's down, I just need someone to tell me, fix up, you're gonna burn, you're gonna this, and that charges me. But the thing is, when a person's got depression, that's a whole different
It's a different
case
thing.
as well,
It's a
because
different thing.
it's not just like, how can I say, it's like, not just like you're not praying, there's the depression behind it as well, so it's like, you know, and this is what I wanted to ask you, when you looked, because obviously, when you started going through the depression, you looked online, I'm sure, for talks by students of knowledge and stuff. We haven't really got scholars in this country, but we've got students of knowledge and stuff like that and so forth. Did you find anything, you know, from Al Sunnah, like basically on depression and
You know what? Yeah. There was a
Mashallah.
particular video where I think somebody asked one of the shuyukh, you know, if someone's depressed or they come off Deen and this and that, and they've been Muslim for maybe a long time. Yeah, the hikmah that the sheikh used is relative to depression. Yeah, he said that you could have a Muslim, they've been Muslim 10, 15, 20 years. They're gonna know certain things about the Deen. Yeah, there's no hikmah in telling them things that they already know.
Yeah.
You understand? Because they're gonna look at it like, hold on a minute, I know the fiqh behind this thing here. Yeah. So for you to tell me like I'm your son, it doesn't really wash. You understand? That's why I was saying that basically, instead of dictating to a person, you have to encourage them. So rather than saying, go pray, like he's your boy, yeah, it's better to say, come Ak, let's pray. Or say, Ak, have you prayed? You understand what I'm saying? There's a difference.
Yeah.
You know?
I
I
think let's
remember
pray.
one brother I've known from school. I remember I was at his house recording a poem, and he goes to me, he's like, Ak, you got wudu? I'm like, nah. He said, alright, cool, I'm gonna call the adhan. When he done that, I said, alright, let me go make wudu. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, if he was to be like, Ak, make wudu, or you know what I'm saying, like he's ordering me around,
Or if
I
you
would have
said-
been a bit more, you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, so there's a way how you deal with people. You used to come and pick me up and we go Jummah. You understand? We used to go Jummah together. Yeah, he used to encourage me. He used to say, I'm looking to go Jummah tomorrow. If you want, I can come pick you up. You understand what I'm saying?
Suggestive,
Hikmah.
yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Certain times when I be talking about Deen, it will make me want to go and do something Deen orientated. You understand what I'm saying? You know, when I start pondering about certain things, you know. But when I have like, you know, Muslims that I'm not even gonna mention that I feel that have, or you know, have downtrodden me and kind of oppressed me, knowing about my situation, but hasn't really, they've been insensitive to what I've been dealing with. It makes me doubt that there's genuine sincerity in the Muslim community. I'll give you an example. You know, like when you got a whole heap of brothers on Facebook, they'll broadcast about you need donations and X, Y, and Z for people in another Muslim country that need help, but they're not even addressing and assisting brothers and sisters on their own doorstep, which is ridiculous. And it's not just me saying it. I've spoken to many people. You understand? There's many people just like me that are maybe in a less depressive situation or in a more depressive situation. You know?
Yeah.
There's brothers that I'm more closer with that are off deen, yeah, that understand my predicament more than brothers that are on deen, that's in the masjid a lot of the time. Like he's talking about Qala Allah, Qala Rasulullah.
It shouldn't be that way.
You understand what I'm saying? All this Qala Allah, Qala Rasulullah, where's the action? You know, and I was actually saying to a good few people, I was saying, like, you know, it's as if, yeah, people off deen, it's like they have knowledge, and people on deen, it's like they don't have no knowledge. That's what it comes like, because you would think for someone to be on deen, yeah, they would know how to deal with the situation and help to bring you back. Yeah. But it's like the people that are off deen, they understand in depth more. You understand? And I feel that, like, I can more relate to people like that, you know. But in a way, in all honesty, you know, in all honesty, I can say that I'm not saying that I'm glad that I'm mash up in terms of deen. What I will say is that in certain instances, I'm humbled and I appreciate going through certain things, yeah, because it makes me understand certain things on a more deeper level. Maybe someday when I'm on strong, or even stronger than before, I might be a person that, you know, might see people off deen and whatever. I might know even better
how to deal with them.
How to deal with them. You understand what I'm saying? You know, and I'm gonna be real. Like, for those that I feel that abandoned me, I feel that I'm not even gonna associate with them because I feel betrayed, bro. You understand? There's you know, and it's not that I'm complaining. Yeah. At the end of the day, I've got rights as a Muslim. I was hurt maybe last year, but I just look back and reflect and look back at those things and think, you know what, whatever, I don't need them. You know, it's just shown me, like, you know, when you're in prison, when you're in jail, you realize who your true people are. You understand what I'm saying? So it's the same thing with depression, you know?
Do you think with time and years and stuff, in the end, after many, many years, you'll be able to forgive them?
Maybe so, yeah. Maybe so, but right now, here and now, I don't, because I'm in this zone right now, you understand?
I understand.
So I can't turn a blind eye on it, you know, and I feel the intensity of what's happening.
Because it's now.
Because it's now, you know? You understand what I'm saying?
I understand, Akhi. May Allah make things easier for you, inshallah. I mean, we're gonna have to do a part 3, because there's much more we gotta get out. Even if it takes £10, we have to do it. But right now, I've got to go work.
Inshallah.